Yo, what is up guys? Delboy here, aka Blue Collar Sports TV. Hopefully you guys are doing well. If you're new here, smash that like, hit subscribe, all of that good stuff. So, a pretty good fight has been announced by Matchroom. On the 21st of May, Olympic bronze medalist and rising light heavyweight contender Joshua Buatsi will be taking on domestic rival Craig Richards in a fight in which what I believe is Joshua Buatsi's toughest test to date, certainly on paper at least. When it comes to Joshua Buatsi, I'll be honest, I've always been a little conflicted in regards to how I feel about him, I guess I would say. First and foremost, I really do like his style. I think his style is super entertaining, good body puncher, nice technique as he turns over his shots. He's relatively aggressive, he's got good variety in his punches, and he's got that mean streak and that aggression, which I like. And on top of that, technically he's not too bad. So I like Joshua Buatsi's style, but in regards to how his career's been moved and how inactive he's been, it has kind of put me off. Bear in mind, Joshua Buatsi turned pro July 2017, and here we are, 2022, heading into April, and he's only had 15 pro fights, and quite frankly, apart from Richards Bolotniks, he's never really had any solid step-ups. So for me, watching Joshua Buatsi has been kind of frustrating. First and foremost, he's not fighting enough, and I wasn't really satisfied with the rate in which he was being moved. However, I do really like this Craig Richards fight. I mentioned that Craig Richards is a domestic rival, which he is, but I would say Craig Richards is above domestic level. I think he proved that when he knocked out Shakan Pitters for the British light heavyweight title, and after that fight he challenged Dimitri Bivol for a world title, and he actually made quite a good account of himself in that fight. Yeah, he lost, and he lost clearly in my opinion, but I was expecting it to be a lot worse for Craig Richards. So in my opinion, he's probably European level, he's a solid Euro level operator, and yeah, I think it's a good test for Joshua Buatsi at this stage. You know, Richards has fought some good competition. I think he's got some underrated punching power. He's kind of got that wiry type of style. He can be a little awkward. He can box a bit. He can punch a bit. And yeah, he's relatively experienced at this point in time. You know, Craig Richards hasn't had like the fancy matchroom build-up where he's feasting on scrubs. He has actually fought some pretty good fighters. So yeah, I think stylistically this one should be intriguing. Craig Richards primarily is a pretty good straight puncher. He's got a nice jab followed by a nice straight. He can mix it up also and trade on the inside. So stylistically, I think this one's going to be interesting. Buatsi usually is the aggressor in his fights, likes to get behind that guard and pop that jab and walk you down. I'd imagine in this one, Craig Richards will be on the back foot, trying to keep range and trying to walk Joshua Buatsi into a big shot. And it's interesting, if Craig Richards can land his best shots on Buatsi, how does Buatsi deal with Craig Richards' power? I'm not saying Richards is a Beterbiev by any means, or a Kovalev, I'm not saying that, but Richards hits hard enough in my opinion. So it'll be interesting to see how Buatsi handles that power should he get caught. But yeah, all in all, I'm satisfied with this fight. I was wondering when Buatsi would fight again, actually. Because again, I mean, Joshua Buatsi, he last fought back in August of last year. He's been super inactive, so, you know, I'm pleased with this opponent. The elephant in the room is Maxim Vlasov. Now, of course, he was supposed to fight Maxim Vlasov end of last year, I believe on the Derek Chisora-Joseph Parker 2 undercard. That fight fell through due to Joshua Buatsi picking up an injury. Now, I'll be honest, at the time, I was very skeptical on that injury, and my rationale was that they realised Maxim Vlasov was a step too far at that stage of Buatsi's career, and I still stand by that, because if it was merely an injury, you would imagine that they would try to reschedule that fight, but they've opted for Craig Richards. Again, I'm not saying the Craig Richards fight is bad, I'm actually looking forward to it, quite frankly, but no doubt in my mind, Maxim Vlasov was a more dangerous opponent than Craig Richards, so I think this is pretty selective. You know, I think they realised that the Vlasov fight was a step too early, and maybe that's the sort of opponent they would take on next. We shall see. But again, I'm satisfied with Craig Richards. I'd imagine this fight's going to go down in London. There's no venue as of yet, but you know, both guys are London boys. So yeah, this is going to make for an interesting domestic clash. The only thing is, this goes down on the 21st of May, which is the same day as Zach Parker versus Demetrius Andrade. So there's a clash of fights here, which I never like to see, quite frankly. But, you know, both are interesting fights. I will watch both. And yeah, share your thoughts below. What do you make of this fight? Who do you favour? Me personally, I'm favouring Joshua Buatsi, but I'm sure some people out there are going to be picking Craig Richards. Share your thoughts below. It's been your guy Delboy. Peace.